Oh, hey guys, how's it going? Happy New Year. I hope you guys all had an amazing holiday season and a wonderful New Year's Eve, and you got to spend some quality time with your friends and your family, and that you had a nice break from work, or just, got to relax a little bit and you're feeling a little bit of a nice refresh for 2017. I know that I sure am. It has been a bit of a slow go the past few days, but I'm finally getting back into the swing of things, and I'm super excited to be sitting here filming today. Today's video is going to be my Best of Beauty 2016. So my favorites from the entire year, and I have been loving watching these videos from other YouTubers over the past couple weeks or so, because it really is watching like favorites, like people's biggest favorites, and I love that. So I just wanted to throw out a quick disclaimer on this video. I know a lot of you know that I got a job at L'Oreal in July of 2016, and that is for sure a favorite. It has been really awesome so far, but along with that job, my YouTube channel has been limited in a sense of what brands I can and cannot talk about, which I know a lot of you already know, but I just wanted to say that everything that I'm talking about today are genuine favorites. I'm not just talking about them because I don't have other options or something. These are all of the things that I genuinely, truly love and am passionate about and would wholeheartedly recommend to you guys. And I know that a lot of you know that, but I just felt the need to, throw it out there. I just spit. If you do want further information about my job or have questions or anything, I do have a video kind of all about it that I'll link down below, or feel free to ask any questions that you might have as well. I'm a pretty open book. I'm happy to answer anything you want to know within reason. But today's video, we are going to be focusing on the Best of Beauty 2016, and I love these things so much, and I'm so excited to talk about them, so let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about is from NYX, and this is the Honey Do Me Up Primer, and this actually is also a serum. It is like a primer and serum in one, and I really do think of this as more of a skincare item than a makeup. This is something that I just constantly am using. I use it every single day that I'm putting on makeup because I think it works amazingly as a primer. It really helps to smoothen and brighten the skin out, but it also just helps the quality of my skin in general. It has honey in there, so I find that it really helps to keep the acne and any sort of pesky bumps and whatnot that I will be facing on any given day. It really helps to keep those at bay. So just in general, this primer is amazing. I think that it is so underrated, and it is just like a little gem at the drugstore. It is a little bit more expensive. I think it's $18.99 Canadian at London Drugs where I buy mine. But yeah, that's how much I love it. I have a backup one ready to go because I just cannot live without this stuff. It is beautiful. Try it out, trust me. Picking out a favorite foundation was quite hard for me because I tried so many different foundations out in the past year, but when I really thought about the one that I kept going back to over and over again, it would have to be this guy. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and it really does have a nice radiant finish to the skin, but it isn't glowy. I would say it has more of a natural finish, and on my dry skin it just works so beautifully to give a little bit of life back into the skin. It's super long wearing. I can't say enough good things about this guy. I love that it comes in a squeezy tube, just super easy to travel with and throw in your bag. Mine's in the shade 202, matches me really nicely, and just in general, this is an amazing foundation. It is so good. When I was compiling my list of favorites and I thought about my favorite concealer, my first off the bat, I was like, oh, Urban Decay Naked Skin. But when I actually analyzed the situation, I realized that I only owned one tube of Urban Decay Naked Skin concealer in this year, meaning that I did not repurchase it. And to me, it's okay, is that really a favorite? The concealer that I purchased over and over and over again, whenever I run out of, is this one. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser, and it has goji berry in it, and mine is in the shade Brightener, and I could not agree more with this. I think that this concealer is absolutely amazing. I like to just dot a little bit underneath my eyes and then use a sponge or even just sometimes my fingers to pat it in, and it really does give the eyes the most beautiful, brightened, illuminated look. When it's actually in the tube here, I'm like, that looks very pink, but with my skin tone, it works so nicely. The formula is so kind of thin but full coverage. This is an amazing product. I know a lot of other people like it, and I'm not surprised. My favorite powder of the year, hands down, is the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder. This is an amazing setting powder, you guys. It is better than anything that I've ever used. It sets the under eye area, or actually your entire face, anywhere you need to set. It sets it so nicely. It makes it to be like so long lasting, and you cannot even notice a trace of powder on the skin. I love that this is transparent, like it just literally like brushes off kind of thing, yet it keeps everything locked in place. Like this powder is newer kind of to the market, like it's newer to Canada at least, but I know that it's going to, you know, be another one of those things that ends up being in everybody's favorite videos because it is just awesome. Like this powder is another kind of gem. Highly, highly recommend it. My favorite bronzer of the year has been the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. Mine is in the shade Sun-Kissed, and I have been just obsessed with this bronzer all year long. This was a huge launch from Urban Decay when it came out. Everybody just went crazy over these bronzers, and I'm not surprised because they are so beautiful. They are formulated nicely. They go onto the skin super smoothly without looking too like, you know, patchy or anything like that. And I love this Sun-Kissed shade as well. It works super nicely on my fair skin, and I love that there's little palm trees on the packaging as well. But yes, overall, this is just a beautiful bronzer. I highly recommend it. I love it. I've made quite the crater in it, if you can see there. As far as my favorite blushes for the year, this kind of snuck its way into the end, but I just had to mention it. It is the NYX Sweet Cheeks blush palette. This has been like, this is all I need, which is so weird for me to say because I love blushes so much, but having this blush palette at my little vanity station in the morning, this is the only thing I reach for. I especially love this nude shade right here. I'm super into those kind of just like nude, kind of flush washes of color kind of thing, but just overall, I am obsessed with this blush palette and I recommend it wholeheartedly. I think that there's something in here for everybody, and I love kind of just like mixing the shades, and I feel like a little artist like tapping around, you know. And these two shades right here have a little bit of like iridescent shimmer in them, which make beautiful blush toppers, and I just think that the value and the quality of this palette cannot be beat. I highly recommend it, and yeah, like it is so good. It is such a good palette, like $27 Canadian, I think. My favorite highlighter of the year. So honorable mention, this is not the winner. The honorable mention is the Urban Decay Afterglow 8-Hour Powder Highlighter in Sin. I have used this highlighter like crazy, and since it is so compact, this is really what comes traveling with me whenever I go anywhere I need to go. It is a very beautiful kind of like, I don't want to use the word basic, but it is kind of like a basic champagne highlighter color. It looks so beautiful on the cheeks. Again, I've made quite the divot in this guy as well. But my favorite for the year, guys, my favorite highlighters come in this little palette. This is the NYX Strobe of Genius Illuminating Palette. I cannot get enough of this highlighting palette, and I cannot say enough good things about this. These three shades up here especially give the most kind of beautiful glossy sheen to the cheek. I cannot believe that this entire highlighter palette is $27. These are 100% comparable to my high-end highlighters, and you know, some of those that I've paid like $50, $60 for one. This is an amazing value, you guys. Like, I see all over YouTube people using this guy as dupes for expensive highlighters, and I'm not surprised at all because they are just stunning. Like, they just have a beautiful formula to them. They look stunning on the cheeks. I, again, like the blush palette, love mixing shades together. I actually have been kind of dipping my toes into this lavender one as well, surprisingly, and I've been liking the way that looks. So yes, literally favorite highlighter for the year. Highlighters. Okay, moving along to eyeshadow palettes. I was trying to think about what is like the one eyeshadow palette I used the most throughout the year, and that was a tough one because that is kind of an area where I really do branch out to everything that I own just because I love eyeshadow palettes so much. But when I actually was thinking about the one that I use constantly, like basically every single day, it is this guy, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. There was such a huge kind of hype around this launch of this eyeshadow palette, and it is because the Urban Decay Naked line has such like a cult following, I guess you could say. But yes, how beautiful is this? This is just kind of like a vault of neutral matte eyeshadows, and it really is something that I use to start basically my look every single day. I love the variety that they have in here. The formula is beautiful, and I think that if you are someone that's looking for some high quality, great matte eyeshadows, this is the one I would recommend. 100%. I love that there's a couple purpley shades in there, a black, some highlighting shades. Just overall, this is an amazing eyeshadow palette, and I love that it's square. I really do. Now, as far as like shimmery eyeshadows, you guys, my favorites 100% of the year are the NYX Prismatic Single Eyeshadows. These eyeshadows are just so beautiful. They have such a great formula to them. There's like no fallout with them. They almost have like a gel consistency when you put your finger in them. I love actually applying them all over my lid with my finger, using this guy like to create kind of like a basic matte, you know, in the crease under, you know how it goes, and then putting one of these guys all over the lid. It is just perfect. Like, these are just the most beautiful eyeshadows. They're affordable, and I can't get enough of them. Some of my favorite shades include Golden Peach, which is this one. It looks exactly how you might expect it to. Then another one is Bedroom Eyes. This is what I actually have all over my lid. It is just so stunning. It is like this chocolate bronze type of color. Liquid Gold is, you know, it's actually not as liquid gold as you might think. It has a bit more of like a coppery tone to it. And then my other favorite is Girl Talk, and it is just this beautiful kind of like pinky champagne shade. And I love to use that not only on my eyeballs, but also for a highlighter. So in general, these prismatic eyeshadows, I can't say enough about them. An amazing launch from NYX, like just so, so good. And like, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. I've tried a ton of different mascaras this year, but the one that I kind of continually go back to and always have on hand is the Maybelline Lash Sensational, just the one that comes in this pink tube right here. There is the one that comes in a black tube. It's like the Lash Sensational Luscious, and I do like that one, but I think I like this one a little bit more. This is a great mascara. It's totally comparable to high-end mascaras. It always makes my eyelashes look very voluminous and lengthy and not clumpy, and I love Maybelline mascaras in general, but this one's my favorite. I want to mention a couple nail polishes before we finish up with lips here. 2016 was really the year of like pastel blue nail polish for me. I don't know what it is, but I am just so drawn to blue shades like this one, that like bubblegum blue, just like a very like pastel but neon light blue, if that makes any sense. When I don't have this nail polish on in like the spring or the summer, I'm sad. It's all I want to wear on my hands at all times. When other people have it on, I am so drawn to it. So yes, this one from L'Oreal is in Blew My Mind. I am obsessed with this shade. It is so beautiful. And again, it's like for spring and summer. And then for kind of more like the fall and winter months, I like to switch to more of like a bluish gray. This is what's on my nails right now. It's in Greycian Goddess. And these are just kind of examples. I have so many different kind of gray and blue nail polishes that I kind of switch between. But yeah, seriously, it really has been a year of like pastel, blue, grayish tones. I feel my best with that on my nails. And then I have two lip products to show you for my favorite of the year. They're actually, neither one is a lipstick, because lipsticks are something that I'm switching up all the time and trying out new different things. But when I think about the two things that I use consistently, it would have to be the NYX Butter Lip Glosses and the Lancome Juicy Shakers. Now, the NYX Butter Glosses are amazing. They have been out for a very long time. Some of my favorite shades, they basically all look the same, but I love Vanilla Cream Pie, Creme Brulee, Eclair, and Fortune Cookie, which are all just these great kind of beautiful nudie pink shades. And these are kind of like my everyday go-to glosses. They're so easy to wear. They're not sticky at all. They smell good. And like, people love these. I know you guys know about these. The Lancome Juicy Shakers were an amazing launch this year. I love, love, love these lip products so much. They have a bit of like an oily consistency to them. They're almost like separated before you shake them up. Exactly what the name would imply. You shake them up, you put them on your lips, and they have just such like, I don't know, they're so luxurious on the lips. They're moisturizing, but they're not very long wearing. Just gonna throw that out there. They smell so good. I have Boomerang and Freedom of Peach, which I like both of these so much, and I just think that these were such a cool launch in 2016, and these are always floating around in my purse. It really is just like an easy on-the-go lip product, which is normally what I'm looking for. Alright, you guys, so that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my favorites of 2016. Please leave me a comment down below letting me know what your favorite is, and thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me, and I will see you guys in my next video, and please don't forget to subscribe, because it means so much to me. Bye!